Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 5.1, 5.3 review. Make sure you're looking at the top left-hand corner of your paper because we are on the regular side. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Remember to the directions say to show all of your work. So, problem number 1. Is the ordered pair 2, -1 a solution to 4x plus 3y equals 5 and negative 2x plus 5y equals 17. So when it's saying, is it a solution, we need to plug in. Okay, so we're going to start with the top equation. And we have 4 in parentheses, that's where we're going to plug in the x value, plus 3 equals 5. So we're going to plug in the 2 and the -1. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times -1 is -3. And then 8 minus 3 is 5. So yes, because we are happy. Now, the next one that we've got to do is right there. We have -2 plus 5y, and we're curious, does that equal 17? And we're plugging in the 2 and the -1. So -2 times 2 gives us -4, plus 5 times -1 is -9. -4, -9, Mr. Grice, what are you doing? Okay, and that's -5, and then -4 plus -5 is -9. And does -9 equal 17? Nope. So even though the first one was yes, the second one was no, which means that is not a solution. So our final answer is no. All right, number 2 says to graph the system of inequalities and give a sample solution. So the first thing that I notice right here is that that inequality is not in, does not have the y by itself. So that's going to be the first thing that we do. I'll draw the line down the center. To get the y by itself, the first thing we have to do is subtract the 4x to the other side. And we have 3y is less than -4x plus 15. And to get the y by itself, we need to, divide by 3. So we get y is less than -4/3 x plus 5. Okay, and this is going to be my blue line right here. I know that my slope is -4/3. My y-intercept is 0, 5. And then looking just at our symbol, I know that it's going to be open and dashed, and that we're going to have to shade below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with graphing that. I start at 0, 5, and I go down 4 over 3. Down 4 over 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay? All right, and we're going to do that in both directions. Up, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're going to use our straight edge, our ruler, our ID, and we're going to connect all those dots with a dashed line. Okay, and remember to make sure to have your arrows. Okay, next one. Our next one, the y is already by itself. So we can see that our slope is 5 over 2. Our y-intercept is 0, -7. And then looking at that line, I can tell that it's going to be solid, or looking at the symbol, it's going to be solid, and then we're going to shade above because it's greater than. Okay, so at -7, that's where we start. We're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. And then we're going to take our ruler and draw that. Line up those points. Make sure your line is nice and straight and add your arrows. Okay, once you're done, we're going to label all the sections that our graph made, or that the lines made. So let's take a look. Let's go with the blue line. It says that I need to be below the blue line, which means it cannot be 1 or 2. Okay, so I can erase those right away. Now we have to be above the red line, which means I can cross out 3. So our answer is going to be everything in 4. So I'm going to go through and color everything in. Now, that's not the only thing we had to do, because it also asked us to give a sample solution. Remember that a sample solution is anything that's colored in, okay? Anything shaded. So I'm just going to go with the point. I like that point right there. So our sample solution for me is -2, -2. And remember, you can shade in anything, anywhere that's shaded in. Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says to solve the system by using the substitution method. So using the substitution method, I find the variable that's by itself. I'm going to put it inside parentheses, and that's what we're going to plug in for. Okay, so we have -2. That's where I'm going to plug in the parentheses. I have plus 3y equals 5. And we're plugging in the -2y plus 8. So this is our check right here to make sure everything, or all of our variables, are the same. I'm going to distribute the -2, and we get 4y minus 16 plus 3y equals 5. Our next step is to combine like terms. 4 plus 3, we get 7y minus 16 equals 5. And now we're going to go ahead and solve. So we have to add 16 to both sides. We get 7y equals 21. Divide both sides by 7, and then we get y equals 3. Good. But we're not done. Okay? Now we need to go back into that x equals -2y plus 8. Yeah, and we have to plug in 3. So -2 times 3 gives us -6, and -6 plus 8, we get 2. So then we get our solution where these lines intersect is at the point 2, 3. Okay. Number 4, we're doing the same thing. It's asking for substitution. Okay, so why don't you pause the video and set this one up all on your own. Good luck. Okay, so there it is, all set up. Now let's go ahead and start solving. We have to distribute that 6 in. So we get -12y plus 24 minus 2y equals -18. Go ahead and combine your like terms. We get -14y plus 24 equals -18. And now we have to solve for y. So we're going to subtract the 24 to both sides. -14y equals, well, what's -18 minus 24? negative 42, and then divide both sides by negative 14, and then we get that y equals 3. Okay, so I want you to tell me what x is. What you're going to do is you're going to take the equation x equals negative 2y plus 4, and then you're going to plug in 3. So go ahead and pause the video, solve it, and then tell me what the solution is. Good luck. Okay, so when you finish solving for x, you should get that x equals negative 2. And remember that it's both the x and the y. It's an ordered pair. So that's where we get negative 2, 3. Okay, number 5, last one. It says solve the system by using the graphing method. Now, common sense, I knew I had to use the graphing method because there is a giant graph next to it. Okay, so we'll graph the first line together. Yep, I'm going to do the easy one. I'm going to make you do the hard one. Okay, so for my blue line, I'm just going to rewrite the equation right here. My slope is the negative 1 over 1, and my y-intercept is 0, 3. So I'm going to start at 0, 3, and I know that I need to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and I don't know where the lines are going to intersect. So I have to make sure to do all of these points and then draw a nice straight line. Okay, now as I'm drawing this, look at that second line. Okay, the second equation, the y is not by itself. It's not in slope intercept. So you need to come down here and rewrite this and solve for y. Once you solve for y, then you can graph. Okay, so let's do it together. We're going to add the 3x to both sides, and we get that 2y equals 3x plus 4. The y is not by itself, so to get the y by itself, we have to divide. Remember, fractions are good when we're talking about slopes. We get 3 over 2x, and then 4 divided by 2 is 2. We get our slope is 3 over 2. Our y-intercept is 0, 2. And I'm going to do this line, that's right, in red. So starting at 0, 2. What did I do wrong? Hold on a sec. Done, Mr. Grice. That's supposed to be a, that's right, negative 4. I forgot the negative sign. I knew I did something wrong. So that's negative, which means that's a negative 2, and our y-intercept is negative 2. I knew it didn't look right. So I'm starting at 0, negative 2. Oh, is now my pen not going to work? Of course it's not. Another technical difficulty. Hold on a sec. Okay, so once again, we said that y-intercept at negative 2. Sorry about that. And we go up 3, over 2. I find out where they meet. I'm going to do just another couple points so I can make sure my line is nice and straight in both directions. And now, draw the line. So I've got my ruler out. I'm lining everything up. And there we go. Now, I'm looking for the point of intersection, which we can see right there. And that is the point 2, 1. All right, and that's it. So, if you have any questions, please come see Mr. Grice or Ms. Carranza. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for the Unit 5.1, 5.3 review. And good luck with your quiz. Thanks for watching.